I'm busy, it's the new year, you're probably watching this on the toilet, so I'm not here to waste your time. It's winter 2025 anime, and there are a load of new shows, and of course, all the anticipated sequels that are returning. So, what is worth watching? The highly acclaimed Apothecary Diaries is not coming back this season and doesn't have another 24 episodes that started airing from January 10th, 2025. Did you hear that, Mum? There is no more Apothecary Diaries if you're watching. Me and Dad love you and enjoy having you present in our lives. Solo Leveling is back with Arise from the Shadow. No idea why it's called that this season. I haven't caught up to Dr. Stone in forever, and I'll be real. Watching these trailers make me feel like that meme of skipping one single video game cutscene, because what on earth has this show turned into? My Happy Marriage is continuing on into its second season, along with 100 girlfriends. Hopefully now there's less people shouting, "It should have been me, not him." These are probably the same people that still fantasize about having a threesome one day. Don't lie to yourself, guys. Have some self-awareness. If I wanted to disappoint two people at the same time, I just talk to my parents. And of course, there's Bang Dream Ave Mujica, a new series I binged recently and discovered that this was so much more than it looked like on the outside. Amazing drama, well-written characters, and no joke, in my opinion, is one of the best shows airing right now. Because of this, there have been some troubling rumors spread around that I have become an Idol fan, and I would like to quell those immediately, because I can assure you, I am not an Idol fan. See, this is a band anime, which is totally different because the girls have instruments which they play in a completely different genre of music. This isn't an idol show as much as Girls Band Cry or Bocce the Rock, and these are not idol glow sticks I have. Living in Japan means you always have to be prepared for a natural disaster, so having a source of light if the power goes out is a necessity, and I am not waving these around. These are simply the morning stretches I do to take care of my body as part of my daily routine, and I do not know all the lyrics to Kill Kiss. That is simply a byproduct of... God damn it. See this? This is something I do everything in my power to avoid. You see, my livelihood depends on having a strong, stable internet connection no matter where I am in the world. As such, I'm happy to announce the sponsor of today's video, Saily. Saily is an eSIM service app which provides a reliable internet connection wherever you travel. I travel a lot, whether it be during trash taste specials, going to conventions, or just making sure I'm back in Thailand during the winter because my brain turns to soup whenever I don't get enough vitamin D. And thanks to having heard about Saily when I last worked with them before Christmas last year, it has made staying online during these trips something I don't even need to think about anymore. All it takes is the download of a single app compatible with most iOS or Android devices. One eSIM can keep you connected in over 190 different countries with an affordable global plan, and you'll never be stuck without data as you can top up at any time. Now, I've used this before, but it's so easy to set up once you use the QR code on screen or just download and link in the description and get the app. All you need to do is click a plan. You can see there's one here for Thailand from $2.99. You can select the choice that suits you most, and then that's it. You can also use coupon code Gigguk at checkout for an exclusive 15% off on the data plans. So for anyone out there looking to stay online while you travel, once again, download the Saily app via the QR code on screen or head to the link in the description and use coupon code Gigguk at checkout for an exclusive 15% discount. And with that said, what's going on in the winter season? Yeah? Starting the season off with a nice, guilt-free shoujo romance with a quiet, shy girl falling for the bad boy. I know, you've heard this one before, but what makes this female protagonist stand out? What can she do to deserve the winning girl of the show? Well, let's see what she has to say. This is pretty much the textbook I can fix him storyline. It's got it all. The quiet girl that everyone picks on, the bad boy with a secret heart of gold, and so much in-your-face bullying you'd think this was a Korean webtoon. I mean, goddamn, she deliberately flunks her high school exam to a prestigious school so she can go to the same school as some hot guy she just met. That's not a bad life decision, that's just playing the long game. But of course, the guy out-bullies the bullies that bullied her, she opens up, gets more confidence in her day-to-day life, but it makes you think. Behind that shy, quiet exterior, I wonder what's really going on in that head of hers. Jesus. Go down! Go down! She down bad and she ain't getting back up! Last season, anime did something I never saw coming. It slowed down on isekai. I know. I know. Aside from the sequels, of which there was just a measly 5, we had just one new isekai come out, and I thought, wow, is this the beginning of the end? Has it finally come time for the anime industry to explore new ideas outside from just random dude being transported to some fantasy world? And yes, now I can safely say anime has grown out of isekai and is doing original things. Except for the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. Now, to be fair, this is not some random dude. This is the Red Ranger. This can't be a power fantasy because he's meant to be powerful. We've not seen this before. Doesn't count. Same thing as the dad who gets reincarnated into a villainous fantasy world. This doesn't count. This is not uncle from another world. This is dad in another girl. We've not seen this before. This is a genuinely funny and interesting twist on the villainess genre with a main character who is... finally! An actual older gentleman. This is peak dad. This is peak villainess protagonist. This is what your drunk uncle sees at the family wedding dance floor. Magic Maker has a dude that genuinely thought if he remained a virgin by age 30, he would gain magic powers. We haven't seen this before. So yes, he gets reincarnated to a fantasy world with a loving mother, father, and sister, but then he decides to invent the concept of magic, but is seemingly unable to do so, because he must be missing some kind of ingredient. Oh, the missing ingredient was incest! And look, that's definitely a new idea we've not seen before. We're truly innovating now when anime is introducing us to incest-based power systems. Salaryman? In another world? You can't tell me you've seen this before. He's here as the head honcho of the Demon Lord's army. Oh, you've seen this guy before? Who do you think that is? Ainz Al Ghul? No. This is Ainz A Goon. The daily life of a middle-aged online shopper in another world. This guy is in a fantasy world, but he has the power of Amazon Prime. We've only seen this once before. Just once. Plus, this man fucks. He literally fucks. My man isn't just out here clapping monsters, he's clapping some cheeks. We got another dude transported to a fantasy world. Okay, it's looking bad, but he gets the alchemy class, which is meant to be super weak, but is actually secretly strong, except the thing we haven't seen before is... You know what? Maybe isekai really didn't go anywhere. Maybe we do need some originality in anime, which is why I'm so glad we have anime original shows being made like Zenshu. Zenshu looks like an anime doing something different this season. I saw the trailers and it just looks stunning, seemingly following the story of an anime director getting immersed in her own work, rediscovering her passion for animation. The potential of storytelling seemed endless, on top of the gorgeous visuals coming from a high-profile studio, and this is an anime original not bound by any source material. This was it. This could go so many places, only bound by the limits of imagination. So then, they transport her to this fantasy world we've not— Hey darling, so you know how we watched Arcane together and both enjoyed it? Mm-hmm. Well, I've reinstalled League of Legends. Sakamoto Days. Out of the new anime IPs out this winter, this is by far the one with the most eyes on it. Because of course, it's yet another big Shonen Jump adaptation, giving us an action comedy following the daily life of a legendary retired assassin turned family man, John Thick. He can kill you like this, or this, or this, or even this. The only person he can't overcome? His wife. The woman that found an assassin, knew he was an assassin, and married him anyway. She said, I can fix him, and she did. Kids? This is what we call generational talent. On the Shonen Jump spectrum of shows, this seems more into the spy family side of things, marrying wacky family drama with high-octane action. Before watching, I saw a lot of people complaining about the animation, so I was expecting some kind of Blue Lock level of fumble. But what I watched was a solid adaptation. Not fantastic, not bad, not even mid, just solid. Which just shows that in this modern day of spectacle that has given us the likes of Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dandadan for high profile adaptations, solid just might not cut it anymore. As an anime only though, I'm still enjoying myself immensely. This probably won't take over the anime community like manga readers had hoped, but it's still a fun ride. And I'm always down for more Shonen Jump titles with an older protagonist, showing that even older men can kick ass and take names. Look, if Sakamoto could do it, at least I got something to look forward to at my age. What is he? 50? 60? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, all jokes aside, I gotta come back to this because it's actually good. Despite the genre labels this may have turned out to be, make no mistake, this is 100% doing its own thing. The series kind of blindsides you, starting off by showing a story about an overworked animator struggling to meet deadlines for her newest project, with laugh out loud levels of irony when you consider the studio making this, because of course it had to be made by studio. You know what, it doesn't matter what studio it was made by. If you're really curious, you can search it up yourself because I think the work in this anime should speak for itself. And we shouldn't be making any assumptions based on individual projects, so I shouldn't say. I'm not gonna say. It's by Studio Map. But then the series goes full isekai, and I'm not talking about a 1-2 episode gimmick, it fully commits to it, but instead leaning heavily into the vibe of old school isekai. You know, even before that word was a thing and we just called this entire genre fantasy. Escaflowne, 12 Kingdoms, Magic Knight Rayearth. Tales that seem more Narnia than Sword Art Online, with the twist being that this animator gets sucked into one of her childhood movies and can change the plotline by summoning literally anything she's able to draw. I'm a sucker for anime that have these meta-narratives, but when you add on that she essentially summons legendary moments of animation from our history, from the monster in Nausicaa to the Itano Circus done by Itano himself, this is looking like it's going to be a wet dream for any Sakuga nerd and a love letter for the history of animation from the entire team working on it. I mean, just look at this scene and tell me this isn't the POV of the burning passion of every artist out there right now. For all you romance junkies out there, don't worry, winter has still got you covered. We've got a story set in July of the year 2020 with some mysterious disease spreading around the world, cancelling all public events and gatherings. Yes, that really is the setting. Perfect for a hot, steamy reverse harem anime where people are definitely not social distancing. They went all out with this one, even with the theme song. Have a listen to this. Here comes another comfy romance anime with a shy guy and an extroverted girl. I wonder what her gimmick's gonna be this time. Yeah, the premise of this one is essentially some blonde, energetic anime girl trying to charm the stoic, calm guy in class who's not having any of it because he's walking down the path of enlightenment and training to become a monk. Shut up. We have the least obvious sponsored anime definitely not paid for by the Okinawa prefecture, where an oblivious Tokyo boy moves to Okinawa and falls for a girl but can't understand her wacky Okinawan dialect. Clearly a concept like this would only work in a country like Japan. I can't imagine this working in somewhere like the UK where we all speak English and we understand each other perfectly. I
was wondering if you could teach me some local phrases.
Well, it's very hard to bring them to mind, this is the thing. It's alright when your eyes are not going and happy as eyes.
Ooh, another office anime romance. This one seems cute though. Two co-workers who are secretly into each other trying to avoid the judging eyes of other co-workers who are just trying to guess who in the office is fucking. So the real question is, how saucy are we feeling in this romance anime? Maybe we'll get some hand-holding, or if they're feeling really spicy, maybe even first names. Maybe even they'll...
Ohayo, Yui.
No fucking way.
I'd like to speak to your manager. I'd like to speak to your mother.
You know, if all that isekai on display earlier just wasn't enough fantasy for you just yet, then... what is wrong with you? I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. Let's be real, you're gonna be watching this one for Takahashi Rie, or this out-of-nowhere, beautifully animated opening. We got 2 more shows where some dude gets a class he thinks is weak, but is actually strong. There's a new dungeon anime with an A-ranker surrounded by 3 conveniently color-coded girls. Huh, why does this dynamic seem awfully reminiscent? But no, this is totally different, because here he's a teacher helping to bring out all of the girls' abilities while adventuring. He's teaching red hair how to fully utilize her red powers, blue hair how to use blue power, and then there's white hair.
Hey, no, stop, just calm down, don't do it.
I'm Getting Married with a Girl Who I Hate, a wacky rom-com where an unwilling couple are forced into a marriage by their grandparents, despite the fact they despise each other, bicker about everything, and constantly find issues with one another. So, just like your average marriage then. I'm not gonna lie, this is just Nisekoi in 2025, except the grandparents are even more deranged. There's generational trauma, and then there's regretting not getting with your high school sweetheart, only reuniting when you're past retirement, so you hatch a plan to live vicariously through your grandchildren by telling them to either get married or lose their multi-million-dollar inheritance to a dog. What could go wrong?
お前たちはどのような人生を選ぶ？愚者の道か、賢者の道か。
Or, how about option 3? I'm gonna need a palate cleanser after that. Oh, hey, cute anime girls. What's this one gonna be like? Jeez! What is going on? Gohan's is back with some more of their unique animation aesthetic. You can say what you want about Studio Gohan's, but they put a lot of love into their craft, truly giving us a visually stylistic anime that blends emotional depth with action-packed storytelling all into one beautiful package. And after watching the first episode, I'm gonna lie, this was awesome. On the exact opposite side of subtlety, Studio Bind is back adapting a work from the creator of Hibike Euphonium. This one's a niche one, exploring the relationship of two girls that seem to be about as straight as your average Hoyoverse friendship, as they enter the unique world of spoken poetry.
Someone go hand him a Grammy right now.
The subject matter will ensure that this will not be one of the most watched shows this season, but it doesn't give a damn. It's atmospheric, it's beautiful, and it looks like a lot of the team that worked on season 1 of Mushoku Tensei are pouring that same passion into this one. There's a new anime from Yoastar, but it is not adapting one of their gacha games. In fact, it starts off with the protagonist quitting gacha games because her favorite game is being taken off live service. So, in an attempt to fill up her newly acquired free time, she goes outside and touches grass and becomes active and finds a new hobby and is able to make new friends and generally discovers a healthier lifestyle. And Yoastar, are you trying to tell me something here? There's House MD, adorable fun-sized anime girl edition. That's it. That's literally the show. If you've had trouble falling asleep thanks to A Nightmare on Elm Street, well, let me introduce you to A Wet Dream on Elf Street. Yes, this is the true power fantasy show of the season. A man who can isekai himself by falling asleep every single night wakes up one day to find out the literal elf girl of his dreams has followed him into the real world. This is a wholesome, feel-good show. See, free-run fans, just because there's an elf character doesn't mean we need to add any culture to it. We can all be sick. Okay, let me just be that guy for a second. I've read the manga of this, and it's bloody fantastic. I realize that many of you are going to see sports anime and figure skating and just immediately check out, but this won the best new manga of its release year for a reason. Peak writing, peak drama, and one of the biggest things that stood out for me was its fantastic portrayal of children. Wait, hold on. I know what that sentence normally means in anime, but just let me finish. Anime has a certain way of representing children that always seems just a little bit off. Either they're treated as some squishy mascot character, or they talk like some middle-aged adults, or they're just a fucking minion. Medalist treats them with the same level of respect in writing as they do its adult characters. A respect that perhaps we can forget to do in real life, while still acknowledging that yes, they are kids. They're innocent. They can be cute, but they can struggle with real insecurities we can easily miss. They can be way more capable than we give them credit for, but most importantly, they can surprise you in the most wonderful ways if you just give them that guidance to point them in the right direction. This is not just a story about ice skating. This is a real human drama on what it means to be that role model that some of you may or may not have had, the effects it could have, and the euphoric happiness when you see the younger generation you care about achieve a joy you'd forgotten how to feel. Without dramatic twists, without melodrama, just real human struggles and an important reminder that sometimes we can learn as much from our kids as they do from us. The only thing to be wary about is Studio Engi don't exactly have the best track record for top tier adaptations, but even if they are able to portray just a fraction of the emotions contained in the manga, this is going to be one of the best shows this season. Okay, everyone ready up? And action!
どうした重そうじゃないか。ロングソードより台所で包丁を握っている方がお似合いじゃないかね。
Dave, your line was, "You have no chance of defeating me." Man gets reborn as a small adorable animal and gets adopted by a sexy anime girl. Wow, I haven't seen a concept like this since... But no, this is different. This time it's a cat, and the cat is actually a behemoth, so this is really closer to your action power fantasies. He can power up by eating, he's got special abilities, he locks in during battles, he's got that dog in him. Look, his owner just sees him as a pet. A pet. That's it. This is not Inukai's cat. There is nothing sus about this. Anime would never make another show about thirsting over anime. Well, I guess there's only one thing I can do. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much this month to Author Cursis Xdean, Basil, Dysfunctional Degenerate, Flabberwocky, Gigguk, Jonathic, Mike 808, Mikasa 12315, Payne Patchett, Pony Stark, Shouting Zombie, Walter Geist VT, and everyone else, my Patreon, for helping to support me for this month and making this video possible. Yes, okay, before you say anything, I know this video is a bit late, but come on guys, my team just worked hard with Best of Anime 2024, okay? That was a big project, okay? And look, it's not like we missed too much, right? Yeah, the season seems a little bit quieter compared to the previous season, but hey, maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Hey, maybe that means you can watch some anime that is on your to-watch list like I definitely am. Not. Anyway, though, that's going to be it from me for today. I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all next time.